What good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to go over a little concept design process that I had to go through with 3D printing concepts and prototypes. So I had a subscriber a little while ago asked me to come up with a video describing the concept of how I come about my 3D printed parts and how I get the dimensions and stuff like that. And normally it's a very in-depth type of video to try to explain everything. So I'm not going to go over too much. I'm just going to give it a brief concept of how I come about my concept designs and prototypes for my 3D printed car parts or whatever. So just going to go ahead and get started. So the program that I normally use or always use is Blender 3D. It's a free software and anybody can use it. I mean, all you gotta know how to do is do a little bit of 3D designing and stuff like that, and pretty straightforward once you know what you're doing. So anyways, with that, we're just gonna go ahead and jump on to how I actually get my measurements for the concepts. So right here we have the rings that hold this projector light right here, and basically when I thought about what I want the headlights to look like, I wanted to have this bottom part blocked off. As you know, on the car itself, the bumper runs along this area here, so this is already blocked off by the bumper. And what I also wanted was projector lights for high beam and low beam. So the concept of what I'm doing overall with the Jeep is I'm doing this honeycomb pattern. As you can see, this has honeycomb in it, and I'm trying to keep that going out throughout the whole vehicle. Even to my turning signals that ride in the bumper have the honeycomb pattern, what I had on the previous video, which if you missed it, you could go and check it out right up here. But yeah, so I'm trying to continue that concept. So right now I'm in the prototyping stage for the headlights. So this is not going to be the final color. This is just all just a prototype. So the material I use for prototyping is PLA, which is a plastic that's easy to print. Is ABS plastic. It's very hard to print, but the results is A1. So let's keep moving on. So with my concept of getting to be able to fit these components, this is a motorcycle projector light that I got off of wish.com, and I liked how it looked. It had the hexagon pattern once again, or a square, or however you want to say it. It's close to hexagon as it's going to get. So I like that concept, so I bought that. This projector is actually a real projector from a previous headlight that I took from a Acura TSX. So I took that headlight and I broke it apart, and I use its innards and its outers or whatever, just using different pieces and parts to make my concept. So so what I did here around this part, I broke a part here. This is the headlight, headlight sits like this, like that, and it had this nice curvy area right around here that I kind of liked. So I broke that off, this area from here to here, stuck that on with some glue, and that was that part there. So overall concept, I wanted to separate the headlights so I could get a different style of what I'm doing. So like I said, I'm not trying to show you what I'm doing with the headlights. I'm just showing you concept wise of what I'm trying to get to have to see what part I'm gonna put my 3D prints in, get my measurements. So anyways, now to move on, separate my headlights. Now all these are 3D printed rings that was here. Those was already there. Headlights originally without this bar across here. Looks like that. Open concept. A lot of room to do different things. So first thing I did is I took tape and I took the perimeter around here and I traced it out, and that gave me my first outline of where the headlights will sit. And I took that concept, or I took that outline, and I transferred it or scanned it on my scanner and transferred it into the Blender program. You can see here if my empties are still there. So let's go into this program here. So yeah, that is the outline, basically where this will be sitting, which is this concept here. So yeah, did that, did the other outline, whatever, and that's how I started. So just go ahead and on the program, and I went ahead and messed around with a couple of the designs of where I wanted to be, where I wanted the projector to sit. I added these honeycombs and the actual shape of the headlights itself. Around here has a little curve, so I use that to my advantage. This is sticking out a good bit, probably about an inch away or a few inches away from the back, from front to back. So I use that as a concept to pop it out. So overall, I started out with a straight concept, which is this. Doesn't have any kind of special anything, just the honeycomb cutout, and I just designed it like that. Then I stuck it in. It fit pretty good. I had to go, like it's a concept, so I had to go behind here and chisel out a couple things and refine a couple areas. This hole is actually too small for the projector to fit. So going back with that information, I went and made adjustments to my 3D design. Made adjustments and came up with a better concept, which is this one here. So this actually, this one actually goes with the curve right around here, goes with this curve, and it also has a little bit more feel to it, smooth. This is more smooth, as you can see here. So yeah, I refined this area. Still had to go and cut back again, even though I made adjustments. I still had to go and cut again because, like I said, I'm still prototyping stage. And Went and made the hole a little bigger to fit the projector, but it still does not fit. So have to go back again and make more refinements. So, but that concept is getting closer to where I actually want it to look like overall. So yeah, have this following the contour of the light going in where I really want it to be. This will be an empty space. This will have some kind of LED light show, LED cover plate over it. It'll also be 3D printed, and I'll be running the silicone strip lights. I'll be running the silicone strip lights around these areas. And just come up with an overall concept that's different than what I normally see on cars. Because you want to be different, you have a 3D printer, you can just come up with your own concepts. So why not try? So once again, let's see what I have here. Put this back. Okay, so we'll be moving on to this headlight. Also, same concept. Came in, I did a trace over, took off the back of this, did a trace over of the outline of the head of the light where I wanted it to sit in the headlight itself. It will sit kind of in the center of that pocket, and then I came up with that concept of making the outline of where it will sit in. Also, the pocket outline of where it will be sitting on the bezel itself. So, have this bezel, and it has a little offset, which is a circle, straight, circle, straight. That's where this came in, that concept. Fits in, perfect. Oh, the other side. Fits in perfect. Perfect concept. This slides in. Oh, perfect concept. Once again, it's a prototyping stage. So I now need to figure out how would I get this where it has two screws. Put this back over here. Has two screws. One down in here. Where is it? One down in here. Screw holes, screw pockets. One down in there. So that's where I'm going to be securing this to that ring. So, like I said, once again, with concepts, prototyping, you have to go over it and over it, refine it, refine it, refine it. So now I then came up with, let's see if I can find it, this concept. The same ring, but now I have extended poles out that will allow these holes to be secured to this ring, which I printed up a concept here, and as you can see, those tabs have broken off. So with the prototyping, once again, got the concept. The walls are too thin. So I have to go back in the design, thicken these walls, or find a way to secure these walls where when it's printing or when it's finished printed, that it'll be able to secure the housing, secure to the housing, and also secure to the projector light itself, and secure snugly without glue or anything like that. I mean, eventually I will glue stuff together, but I always like to make stuff modular because I would like to take stuff apart if something was to happen catastrophically, or later on I'll be able to take stuff apart. So with this concept being done, and thinking of other materials to use besides this 3D printed ABS or something like that, I'm thinking about turning this into a mold where it'll be solid in the middle. It'll still have the tab outlines, and I'll be making a mold of this and using that to cast, I guess, a carbon fiber or fiberglass part in order to hold this and be able to withstand the heat without having to worry about plastic being melted from the heat of the headlights or projector lights. So a lot of concept designs. Use these as much as possible, calipers, so you could get your size of each pocket. So I did have to come back with my calipers and run the sizes so I could get the correct size when I go ahead and do the 3D design. Yes, I'll have the outline of everything, but you need to have the measurement so everything can line up even though you have an outline. So like I said, I'm still in the concept design stage, and soon I'll be finished with that, and I'll soon have a set of headlights in completion put on the vehicle when I'm finished, whenever that is, because I have so much stuff going on. And since I'm working during the day shift this week, I decided to go ahead and make a little video of this. So yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna go into showing you how Blender works or anything like that. Conceptual wise, we have a lot of intricate stuff that has to be known and learned. I can't teach you that. You have to go and learn that on your own. But overall, this is the concept of how to come up with a prototype, of how I come up with prototypes for 3D printed parts for the car. Normally, different ways of going about trying to come up with a 3D printed part or come up with a concept of measurements, what you could get your dimensions and things like that. I also use my cell phone. So I also use a program called Scan 3D. Non-paid promotion, concept designs. I mean my sockets and things like that in 3 dimensions, and I'll be able to model around that. But in this case, I didn't have to use that because I'm doing it based off of shapes and sizes. But when I have a pocket or a socket that I have to fit something in, like I said in my previous video with the signal lights, I had to get that socket so I'll be able to figure out the depth and the shape of the socket itself. Where I came up with this concept has a little curve in it, the shape of it itself, and the overall concept of what I wanted the car to look like, the flow of the materials inside. All those are put into concept when I'm designing these parts. So let me see how much time I got. So yeah, I've been rambling on long enough. Simple concept. If you have any more questions, comment down below. Ask me anything you want. Don't forget, I do have a Patreon page that just opened up, and I would love the support. Also, most materials being used on these videos are in the description below, as most videos have an item list from my Amazon affiliate links. So if you go down to the descriptions, you'll find my Amazon links, and you can find any product that I use. I don't list them all the time, but I try to get them on so you can be able to order whatever and help out the channel. Also have a join membership. You could get a membership as low as 99 cents a month, just to help out the channel. It could go up to $24.99 every month. Depends on what you want to do, how you're feeling. But join the channel, help us out. The more the merrier. Don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the post notification bell, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace.